everyone, and welcome back for week 3 of data analysis. The topic of this lecture is going to be how to organize and visualize data. So we'll be looking at frequency distributions and graphs. Before I get into the new topic though, I'm going to do a quick recap of levels of measurement since they will come up again here. And if you remember, levels of measurement refer to ways of describing variables in terms of characteristics of their attributes. So I had this table up in the last lecture. I'll just go through it really briefly here. Nominal level variables have attributes that can't be put in order. So nominal level variables include things like race or gender, where you wouldn't say that one race or gender is more than the other. They're just different categories that you can put people in. Ordinal level variables have attributes that can be put in order, but they're not numerical. So an example of an ordinal level variable would be drink sizes that are small, medium, and large. You know that small is smaller than medium and that large is larger than medium, but you couldn't do any arithmetic with them. So what's small plus medium? Who knows? It doesn't make any sense. Interval level variables are generally numerical, so they have categories that can be put in order, and you can do arithmetic with them, but they have no true 0 point. An example is temperature. So you can say that 10 degrees is colder than 50 degrees. You can do arithmetic with those numbers, right? So 10 plus 50 is 60. But we would say that it has no true 0 point because a temperature of 0 doesn't mean that there's no temperature. And finally, ratio level variables have categories that can be put in order, that you can do arithmetic with, and where 0 equals nothing. So ratio level variables are generally just numerical variables where 0 means there's none of the thing. And often this is some kind of count. So how many hamburgers did you eat would be a ratio level variable because you could do all those things with it. So very brief recap, and now I'm going to get into the new material for today. So let's talk about data. Data, as we said last week, is any kind of information that can be counted or quantified. So the information that I got from the class survey is data. And here's what it looks like. Interesting, right? Very, very interesting. Look at all these numbers and all these things we can learn from them. Wait a minute. No, this is just a whole jumble of numbers, and you can't really tell anything about this just by looking at it. Although I would like to draw your attention to the one person who you can see right above my head who said that they smoke weed 420 times a month. So kudos to you, friend. All right, so a solution to data just looking like a big jumble of numbers when you look at it is something called a frequency distribution. And a frequency distribution is something that organizes data so that you can quickly look at it and understand what's going on with a variable. Frequency distributions can be used for variables at any level of measurement. So whether your variable is nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio, you can create a frequency distribution. And I note this here because there will be some things we do later that you can only do for some levels of measurement. There are a few steps to creating a frequency distribution. Step 1, list all possible observations for a variable. Step 2, list the number of observations for each. And so that's pretty broad, and because of that, I'm now going to jump toward my document camera and show you an example of how to create a frequency distribution from a variable.